Good evening, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds. And last time I did the offline week 8 games. And according to what my records show, and I went ahead and did the Pittsburgh Chendu and the Green Bay Busan games offline. And I also did all the week 9 games except for Busan versus Chendu here. And currently, at the moment, if the playoffs were to happen today, and that's not including the game I'm going to show now, Green Bay and London would have byes. Vegas would be playing in Pittsburgh for week 1 playoff game, and Chengdu would be playing in Busan for the week 1 international playoff game. Depending on who wins the Chengdu Busan, that where Chengdu and Busan play might flip flop because the winner of that is going to be 4 and 5. And right now, Chengdu is about 20 points, about 26 to 30 points behind Busan. So let me see. So Pittsburgh and Chengdu were the last ones that we had. That's the game that the week 8 game that we're starting with. Chengdu started at the 7.5 minute mark with a field goal. Pittsburgh came back, and Vince likes the 2-point conversion, so he got 8-3. Chengdu got a touchdown, made it 10-8. Pittsburgh got a touchdown, 14-10. And 14-10 was the score at half. Pittsburgh got a touchdown at the end of the third quarter, making it 22-10. Chengdu at the 11:15 mark of the fourth quarter got close, made it 22-18. They went ahead via an interception with 1:15 left to go in the game. They went ahead 25-22. And believe it or not, on the last play of the game, Pittsburgh gets a touchdown run, and they didn't need the 2-point conversion. They just went for the one, and the score was 29-25. So Pittsburgh beat Chengdu. And then, of course, we all know what happened between Charlotte and Cincinnati. That was a 2-0 blowout, and just no offense via Cincinnati. And I have to say that the Swiderski got in the game, got both of the, in the real life game, got both of the goals. He got one of the 2 goals in my game. And also, the other thing in real life, Cincinnati came back and made this a draw. So they actually got a point towards their season MLS record totals, even though it was a draw. And the next game was between Green Bay and Busan. Busan got a field goal at the 7.5 minute mark of the first quarter to get us started. They, with a tick left in the first quarter, they got a touchdown, but they missed the extra point, making it 9-7. And Green Bay finally gets on the board just as the first quarter ends, making it 9-7. And at the 6:15 mark, Green Bay gets a field goal, making it 10-9. Busan at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter gets a touchdown, making it 16-10. TD run by Green Bay, 17-16. TD pass by Busan, making it 23-17. 23-17 was the halftime score. Green Bay started the the second half with a touchdown, making it 24-23. Busan comes back. They get a touchdown, making it 30-24. Green Bay gets a touchdown pass, but they missed the extra point, tying the game at 30-30. Busan at the 8:45 mark got a touchdown, and that was the end of the scoring. Busan wins 37-30, and that was game two. And then game one of week 9 was Carolina versus Vegas. Carolina scores first, 7-0, right at the close of the first quarter. Field goal by Vegas at the 1:15 mark of the second quarter, 7-3. Carolina at the 3:45 mark gets a touchdown, 14-3. Vegas gets a touchdown pass at the 8:45 mark of the second, but they missed the extra point, 14-9. Carolina scores at the 11:15 mark, 21-9, and that was your halftime score. With 10 minutes into the third period, Carolina gets another touchdown, 28-9. Vegas gets a touchdown pass. They got 2-point conversion at the end of the third, make it a 28-17. And then they got a touchdown pass with at the 5-minute mark of the fourth to get within 3, 28-25. But a couple interceptions and punts, and that's the way it ended, 28-25 in favor of Carolina. And that's only Carolina's second win, so the lower, slower board gamer gets a second win of the season, his second win of the season. That takes us to France versus London. France got on the board at the 1:15, got a touchdown, but they missed the extra point. They got a field goal to make it 9-0. They got a touchdown at the 11:15 mark of the second quarter, making it 16-0. With 1 tick left to go, London had a field goal, but they missed. Still 16-0 at half. Field goal at the 12.5-minute mark of the third for France, 19-0. London finally gets on the board at the 5-minute mark of the fourth, 19-18. France gets a touchdown at the 8:45 minute of the fourth, and that makes it 26-8, and that is the end of that game there. So France, I think, let me see here. That's France's fourth win of the season. Now, if Chendu beats Busan, you'll have 3 teams at 4 and 5, and France won't even have a shot because they don't have enough points. And then the last game that we had before tonight's Busan Chendu game was the Green Bay Pittsburgh game. Green Bay started this one off at the 7.5-minute mark with a touchdown pass. They got another touchdown pass at the 12.5-minute mark of the first, 14-0. Pittsburgh gets on the board at the 2.5-minute mark of the second, 14-8. At the 5-minute mark, touchdown run, 21-8. Pittsburgh gets the field goal at the 6:15, 21-11. Followed by a touchdown pass at the 10-minute mark, 28-11. Touchdown run at the 12.5-minute mark of the second, 28-19. And just as time winds down for the half, Green Bay gets a touchdown, making it 35-19. Pittsburgh starts the second half with a touchdown. They got the 2-point conversion, making it 35-27. Pittsburgh, in the 12.5-minute mark of the third, gets a touchdown, but they missed the 2-point conversion, making it 35-33. Field goal at the 6:15 mark of the fourth for Green Bay, 38-33. And Pittsburgh comes back and they get a touchdown pass right after that at the 8:45 mark of the fourth, making it 41-38, and that is where your game ends. And I just told you Green Bay and London still had the byes. Vegas is still going to Pittsburgh for week 1 of the playoffs. And Chendu versus Busan, which is what is playing now, and Busan is at home. Chendu is at home. And the winner of this one will wind up being in second place. So it's Busan versus Chendu. And let us go down to the field. Let's see here. Okay, Busan gets it, but they will defer, so Chendu will start us off in the first quarter with the ball. No breaking news. That's going to be a fumble. Chendu will fumble. And no, not even a tick off the clock yet. That would be great field position for Busan. Okay. 5 minutes go by. Can we make it 7.5? Yes, we do. It starts us at the 7.5-minute mark of the first. 1-4-6 for Busan. Staunch defense. Chendu is not staunch. That will be a TD run. .51. The extra point will be good. So that's 7-0 Busan. That will be average field position for Chendu. That will take us to the 10-minute mark of the first. And that's going to be 3-6-6 for Chendu. And they are in average field position. That's going to be a TD pass. .61 on the extra point is good. That will tie the game up. That's going to be average field position for Busan. That's going to take us to the 12.5-minute mark. The first. 1-2-6 for Busan. They're not reliable. Not a meek defense. They are not shaky, and it's not an aggressive defense, so this will be a punt. It's the first punt of the game. That would be great field position for Chendu. This will take us to the second quarter. This will be the 2.5-minute mark of the second, and that is 5-6-6. They are not shaky. Yeah, Chendu's not shaky. Not a staunch defense. That will be a TD pass for Chendu. Extra point will be good. It's 14-7 in favor of Chendu. That will be average field position for Busan. That's going to be the 6:15 mark of the second. 3-5-6. Disciplined offense on Busan. That is no. Reliable offense, no. Meek defense, no. That's going to be an interception for Busan. 3 on the interception. That will be average field position for Chendu. That will take us to the 7.5 minute mark of the second. 1-1-5 for Chendu. Average field position, undisciplined offense. That will be a field goal attempt for Chendu. And they will make that. That will make it 17-7. Okay. That will be average field position for Busan. Okay. That's going to be the 10-minute mark of the second. 3-4-5. Busan is not dynamic. They're not home. And Chendu is not soft. So this will be a punt. That will be average field position for Chendu. We got 4 ticks left on the clock here for the first, and that's going to be. This will count. This is a 3-4-6. Great field position. Nope. Erratic offense by Chendu. That is no. Disciplined defense. That is no. That will be a field goal attempt. Okay. 16. The field goal attempt will be good. And Chendu is really taking it to Busan today, right here. It's 20-7 at halftime. And Busan started us off with a touchdown, and then TD pass, field goal, 2 TD passes and 2 field goals get us to 20-7 in favor of Chendu. Busan gets the ball in the second half, and we're going to go down and see if there's any breaking news before the start of the second half. Okay. And that is a no. No second half news. Busan gets average field position to start. And that will be 2.5 minutes off the clock. 2-4-6. Not a dull offense. That will be a TD run by Busan. Okay. 62. The extra point is good. So that's 14-20 in favor of Chendu. Chendu will get the ball in average position. That's 5 minutes off the clock, and just 5 minutes. That will be 166. That takes us to the 7.5-minute mark. Chendu in average field position, 166. They are not dull. This will be a TD pass. Okay. And then the extra point will be good. So that will make it 27-14. Going to be average field position for Busan. Okay. And that's going to be the 10-minute mark of the third. 4-5-6. Busan is not dull. That will be a TD run. They're going to go for a 2-point conversion here. And they will easily get that, making it 22-27. Okay. Nope. That will give Chendu average field position. And that will take us to the 12.5-minute mark of the third. And that's going to take us to the unusual result B column. $14. That will be a touchdown for Chendu. And the extra point will be good. So that will make it 34-22. Average field position for Busan. That's going to take it to the end of the third. 1-3-4 for Busan. Inept defense. Chendu is inept. This will be a TD pass. And they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. And they make it. They just make it. So that will make it 34-30 in favor of Chendu. Busan needs a stop here big time. That's going to be average field position for Chendu at the beginning of the fourth. They need a fumble or an interception or something here. 444s. That's going to take us to the unusual table, and we're looking at table B once again. 26. That will be a punt. And that play occurred at the 2.5-minute mark of the fourth. And they get average field position, does Busan. So if they can get a score here, let's see what happens. Take us to the 5-minute mark of the fourth. 2-5-5 for Busan. Chendu is not staunch. Great field position. Nope. That will be a corner punt for Busan. That's going to be poor field position for Chendu. That's going to take us to the 7.5-minute mark of the fourth. 1-3-5. That will be a fumble by Chendu. 6. Possible touchdown if we get a 5 or a 6 on the next roll. And that will be a touchdown by Busan. And that will be, the extra point will be good. Busan goes up 37 to 34. We've got 7.5 minutes left to go, basically. Chengdu gets average field position. That's going to take us to the 10-minute mark. 4 ticks left to go in the game. 4-6-6. Staunch defense by Busan. That is no. That's going to be a TD pass by Chengdu. The extra point will be good. That's going to be 37 to 41 in favor of Chengdu. 4 ticks left, like I said. That's going to be average field position for Busan. That takes us to 13:45 mark. 1-1-4-5 for Busan. Their average field position, Chengdu is inept, so this will be a TD run. Okay. Can they get the extra point? And they do. Makes it 44 to 41. The only way that Chengdu can win this now is via a touchdown. They have to be electric, and they are electric on kickoff, semi-electric, so that's the only way that they can win this one. Triple fours on the kickoff, and that's just going to be average field position for Chengdu. And they are not efficient, so they got one more play, and that red dice has to be a 1, and that's going to be game over. And what can I say about this one, guys? But this one's a barn burner. Chengdu looked like they were going to just run away at the end of the first half, 20-0, and Busan just pours it on. It was 34 to 30 at the end of the third quarter, so Chengdu was still on top, and then the fumble at the midway point of the fourth is what turned things around for Busan. Chengdu came back with a touchdown, and then Busan came back and got a touchdown run, and that's where it wound up. Busan won 44 to 41. That means Chengdu is 4-5. Busan is 5-4. 44 points. 44 point. That gives Busan 248 and 245 against. Chengdu had 41, so that's 229, and 24 against would be 273 against. So, yeah, things pretty much stay the way that they've been. Green Bay and London on buys, Vegas going to Pittsburgh, and Chengdu going to Busan. We only have 4 more weeks till the playoffs. I'd have to say that the only thing that's for certain is that Green Bay is going to be getting the U.S. division bye. Other than that, Pittsburgh will make it, Vegas will make it, and then between Busan, Chendu, and France, it's up in the air. It depends on who wins these last four games. Um, and we're on the countdown to 500th episode. So after this, I will have, I'll have 8 episodes until 500. And that's all I have for you now. You all take care and have a good evening.